真和中美国彩虹雷藏寺南无不动明王护摩法会开始，恭迎真和中创办人法王圣尊莲生活佛师母莲香上师，与会大众虔诚合掌唱诵莲花童子心咒。
Today, at the North Bend, Washington, the Rainbow Temple, our lineage Guru, His Holiness Living Buddha Lien Sheng, is presiding over a Kalanata Homa fire offering ceremony. The ceremony will begin momentarily. Please join your palms and sing the root Guru mantra, Padma Kumara mantra.
现在我们恭请师尊带领大家一起做顶礼坛城，一拜根本传承上师及诸佛，嗡啊吽观想顶礼，回天心散印；二拜诸菩萨，嗡啊吽观想顶礼，回天心散印；三拜诸护法金刚，嗡啊吽观想顶礼，回天心散印。四平等一起手。恭请法王圣尊莲生活佛升法王座。
Everybody, please be seated. Inviting Buddha Liansheng to bless the prayers of the primary supplicants. The offering of Hatha. We would like to invite Master to present the offering of Hatha to the lineage Guru as a symbol of the highest honor. Akalanata Homa fire offering ceremony has now begun. Visualize true Buddha lineage. Namo Vairocana Buddha, Namo Buddha Lokana, Namo Amitabha Buddha, Namo Padma Kumara, Namo Living Buddha Liansheng. Visualize Grandmaster and all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas radiating light to bless us. Recite the Guru Mantra 7 times.
Om Guru Lian Seng Siddhi Hom. 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 Om Guru Lian Seng Siddhi Hom.
Perform the visualization of the four immeasurables, ancestors and relatives from the father side on your right, from the mother side on your left, friends and teachers behind you, karmic creditors and enemies in front of you, and all sentient beings around you, together practicing tantric dharma and ultimately attaining Buddhahood. Clap twice and snap your fingers. Recite purification mantras and the Adhyati mantra.
Om Vajradan Ho Ho Hom. Namo Samanto Modoran. Om Duru Duru Deve Soha.
Recite invocation mantra.
Hom Soha. Om A Hom Soha. Om A Hom Soha.
We sincerely invoke our lineage Guru, His Holiness Living Buddha Liansheng. Namo White Maha Padma Kumara. Namo Lotus Light Self-Mastery Buddha. Namo True Buddha School Lineage Gurus. We sincerely invoke the main deity of Homa, Namo Akalanata. We sincerely invoke the main deity of Homa, Namo Akalanata. We sincerely invoke the main deity of Homa, Namo Akalanata. Namo Golden Mother of the Primordial Jade Pond. Namo Five Dhyani Buddhas. Namo True Buddha School, 8 Primary Deities. Namo Yamantaka. Namo 4 Heavenly Kings. Namo Sama Bodhisattva. Rainbow Temples, all Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Herukas, Dhammapalas, Dakinis, and divinities. All the deities enshrined at the True Buddha Tantric Quarter, at the Seattle Lizang Temple, and at the Southern Mountain Retreat. Rainbow Temples, Mountain God, Earth God, Plant God, Wind God, Fire God, Heavenly Fire God, Dragon Gods, City Gods, all its divinities to please radiate light and bless this Homa. Create homage using visualization, first to Root Guru and all Buddhas. Visualize for procession on the ground, release the mudra. Second to all Bodhisattvas. Visualize for procession on the ground, release the mudra. Third to all Herukas and Dhamma protectors. Visualize for procession on the ground, release the mudra. Fourth half bow. Create mandala offering, form the offering mudra. Visualize the transformations of the offerings to become innumerable to fill the whole empty space. Make the offering above to the lineage root guru, all the lineage gurus, the main deity of Homa, Namo Akalanata, all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Herukas, Dhammapalas, Dakinis, and divinities, and below to all sentient beings. Recite the offering verse and mantra. Mount Meru, 4 continents and sun and moon, transform into precious offerings for the Buddhas. May these wonders precious and marriage purge our karma to allow for civilization. For refuge, visualize our lineage root guru, all the lineage gurus, Buddha jewel, Dhamma jewel, and Sangha jewel, to form bright white light to empower us. Recite mantra. Namo Gurube, Namo Buddhaye, Namo Dhammaye, Namo Sankhyaye. Namo Gurube, Namo Buddhaye, Namo Dhammaye, Namo Sankhyaye. Armor protection. Form Vajra Clubs Mudra. Recite Vajrapani mantra 7 times.
Om Bodhidharmachari, Om Bodhidharmachari, Om Bodhidharmachari, Om Bodhidharmachari, Om Bodhidharmachari, Om Bodhidharmachari, Om Bodhidharmachari.
Inviting His Holiness Living Buddha Lianshan to perform blessings with mala. Inviting His Holiness Living Buddha Lianshan to set simultanecation with Vajra bell and scepter to bless the Homa cards, all the registration forms, and the offering items. Please stand up and join your palms with reverence. And we are inviting His Holiness Living Buddha Lianshan to set ceremonial demarcation to perform the ritual of opening the Homa fire pit, to lit the Homa fire, to make all the offerings, and to perform mudra transformations for purifications, enrichments, magnetization, subjugation, and bardo deliverance. We are inviting all participants to please recite the heart mantra of Akalanata. inviting His Holiness Living Buddha Liansheng to return to the Homa throne. Inviting all participants to please be seated. Said that mantra through a principal deities and incarnate Buddha Amitabha.
Om Pranamo Nitori Sokham, Om Ha 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 Wei Samaye Sokham, Om Jari Juri Chunti Sokham, Om Jabara Charum Chalaye Sokham, Om A Hom Beja Guru Bema Siddhi Hom Se, Om A Hom Guru Be Ahu Sasamaha Lien Seng Siddhi Hom, Deyatha Om Bekha Jaya Bekha Jaya, Maha Bekha Jaya Aja Samo Kyadehe Sokham. 南无36919500同名同号阿弥陀佛。南无36919500同名同号阿弥陀佛。南无36919500同名同号阿弥陀佛。请大家起念请佛注释祈愿文。具得妙善圣尊密密主，十方世界佛刹成数佛，大悲有情海会众菩萨，护教金刚空行前顶礼，世间三毒炽盛业漫漫，身心摧折轮回苦无休，圣尊明念降生度迷情。 三宝于是微光护群生，炎天福田所依金刚身，受戒传法灌顶次悉地，佛子祈请注释转法轮，利乐无量无尽众生界。回向。
Added dedication, may Allah uphold the Buddha, ascend the of utmost bliss, repaying for jealousies from above, aiding in the three realms below. Upon seeing the Buddha, may we transcend life and death. Like the Buddha, may we liberate all. To Buddha's school disciples, wholeheartedly pray to the main deity of Homa today, Nama Akhalanata at the center. By your wrathful majesty, please protect our lineage Guru and transform all karmic sicknesses and calamities. By your brilliant wisdom, tame all evil, demonic obstructions. Please protect him with great health, strong physics, continually stay in samsara with great bliss and self-mastery, to spread the true Buddha Tantric Dharma perpetually and widely salvage sentient beings. Inviting His Holiness Living Buddha Liansheng to perform the overall merit dedication. Wholeheartedly, we pay homage to the great sage or the center, Akhalanata. Wholeheartedly, we pay homage to the great sage of the center, Nama Akhalanata. Wholeheartedly, we pay homage to the main deity of Homa, to the great sage at the center, Nama Akhalanata, and his whole retinue. We pray to Akhalanata to guide the bird of spirits to be reborn into the pure Buddha land. We pray to Akhalanata to bless all participants, registrants, primary supplicants, so that we are unmoved in body and mind. We gain good health, all wishes fulfilled, calamities transformed into auspiciousness, and with strong spiritual commitment. Akalanata bestow upon us ample resources and complete wisdom. The cause to Buddhahood and the fruition of Buddhahood. May Akalanata subdue all evils, all enemies and enmities, the four maras, to subdue the mara of death, the mara of affliction, to subdue the mara of five aggregates, and to subdue the celestial mara. We pray to Akalanata to please support and protect all true Buddha school disciples, so that in favorable condition they can attain Buddhahood. Please bless that you eradicate the pandemic. To Akalanata and the 8 youths and all of his retinue, gods in heavens, gods on earth, may be far from all calamities, may all calamities abandon us, let all disasters turn into dust. May all of our prayers be granted. May all enemies and enmities vanish. May all obstructions and hindrances disappear. May the pandemic disappear. May demonic obstructions disappear.
Om Beja Sato Samaya Manupanaya Beja Sato Tenupadicha Jejo Me Pawa Suto Kayu Me Pawa Subu Kayu Me Pawa Anurato Me Pawa Sawa Sidi Me Purayacha Sawa Karma Sotame Chitamu Sidi Ren Guru Hom Ha 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 Bhagawan Sawa Tathagata Beja Mami Mencha Beja Pawa Mahasamaya Sato A Hom Pei Om Beja Sato Samaya Manupanaya Beja Sato Tenupadicha Jejo Me Pawa Soto Kayu Me Pawa Sobo Kayu Me Pawa Anurato Me Pawa Sawa Sidi Me Purayacha Sawa Karma Sotame Chitamu Sidi Ren Guru Hom Ha 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 Bhagawan Sawa Tathagata Beja Mami Mencha Beja Pawa Mahasamaya Sato A Hom Pei Om Beja Sato Samaya Manupanaya Beja Sato Tenupadicha Jejo Me Pawa Suto Kayu Me Pawa Subu Kayu Me Pawa Anurato Me Pawa Sawa Sidi Me Purayacha Sarva Karma Sutame Chitamu Sidi Ren Guru Hom Ha 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 Bhagawan Sawa Tathagata Beja Mami Mencha Beja Pawa Mahasamaya Sato A Hom Pei
Great homage using visualization for Student Guru and all Buddhas. Visualize for position on the ground, release the mudra. Second, all Bodhisattvas. Visualize for position on the ground, release the mudra. Third, all advocates and Dharma protectors. Visualize for position on the ground, release the mudra. Fourth, Ekpa. Recite completion mantra.
让我们以热烈的掌声感谢法王圣尊莲生活佛主坛不动明王护摩法会，请大家恭敬合掌，恭请法王圣尊莲生活佛做法会的法语开示。
Palms and together we are inviting His Holiness for a precious Dhamma teaching. First, let's pay homage to the lineage gurus, homage to the Venerable Monk Liaoming, homage to Master Sakya Tsongkhong, homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa, and homage to Master Dupten Dorji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of Homa today. The great sage at the center, Akalanata. Sumo. Danchen Ketsu, Tutan City, all Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma lecturers, Dharma assistants, directors of temples and chapters, all disciples present here and over the internet. Good afternoon. How do you do?
Hola amigo. Hola amigo. Te quiero mucho. Te quiero mucho. Sugoi. Sugoi. Ichiba. Ichiba. Kimochi. Kimochi. Yumi. Yumi. Yapi. Yapi. Purin purin. Purin purin. Konnichiwa.
Now I would like to announce for next Sunday, August 30th, 3 p.m. we will perform Uchisama Homa fire offering ceremony. Uchisama. We all know that Uchisama is also one of the deities who dispels epidemics. We can use the black sesame seeds to represent the coronaviruses. And we throw the black sesame seeds into the fire to eradicate all of the coronavirus. So the Uchusama Homa fire offering ceremony, so the Dharma practice procedure I will write in my books. So this ceremony is very important. The Uchusama Homa fire offering ceremony. And Uchusama was the transformation of Sakyamuni Buddha, the founder of Buddhism, the Vajra emanation of Sakyamuni Buddha. This deity is extremely important. And I hope everybody become the primary supplicants. We hope that the coronavirus can be eradicated soon, and the vaccine can be available soon, so that the people on earth are not affected by the harm caused by coronavirus, so that we can leave behind the fear of coronavirus, that everyone can be healthy and safe, that in the future we don't have to wear any mask anymore. This is very important Homa. So today we had the Homa ceremony of Akalanata, and the so-called the great sage at the center, and the Buddha who's at the center is Vairocana Buddha, the great son Tathagata. And he's the Vajra body of Vairocana Buddha, or the great son Tathagata. And he's the head, first and foremost, of the 8 wisdom kings, and the 5 wisdom kings. This deity was the most important and primary protector. And then later on, Yamantaka also appeared. So Grandmaster had 2 key protectors. One is Akalanata and the other one is Yamantaka. 2 deities as Grandmaster's greatest protectors. And I highly revere or respect Akalanata. At my consultation room, I hang an image of Akalanata. Every time before spiritual consultation, I would invoke the Golden Mother from the primordial pond, and I would invoke all the Avalokitesvara Bodhisattvas, and then I would invoke all the goddesses from the 20 heavens, And then I would invoke all the deities. And lastly, I would invoke Akalanata. So Akalanata is one of the Grandmaster's great protectors. And his vows are extremely tremendous. His vows is that those who see me create the Bodhisattva vow. Those who see me cut the evil and gain virtues. Those who hear of me gain great wisdom. And those are truly great protector. There were many Dhamma practices, as I mentioned before already. And for this Akala, thank you for everybody to become the primary supplicants. I thought I had to say this, but it said ginger tea. Before the Dhamma teaching, I would just start with a joke. Someone wants to study music, want to pick a musical instrument. And the musical instrument can show an ancient and elegant aspect of a person. So this person told the teacher, a musical instrument that can show me to be classic and elegant, and the musical instrument should be very simple. We all know that some musical instruments are very complicated, like when you learn how to play piano or guitar or playing a flute. It's rather complicated. And I'm very lazy. And it would be best if I can master it right away. So, what kind of musical instrument would you like to recommend to me? And the teacher answers, just play the wooden fish. I find that playing musical instruments is quite difficult. In our Buddhist studies, we should not be too lazy. Although musical instruments are very difficult to master, but studying Buddhism is also very difficult. I prayed to Golden Mother before. Do you have a golden egg or a divine egg that you give to me so I can just eat it and I don't have to practice and immediately I can attain Buddhahood? I don't have to learn anything, then I can become a Buddha. And Golden Mother told me, I will not speak to you. There's no such thing. In the biography of Han Wuti, it was written, Han Wuti is an emperor with great achievement. He developed his country. Han Wuti did two things. One, at the Songsan, China, at the peak of Mount Song. He sat there to pray to Golden Mother to give him immortal elixir. And he did it for a long time to Golden Mother to give him the magic potion, the elixir. And after the ritual was completed, being chanted by Taoist masters, etc. And then he checked the plate and there was still no elixir there. And finally he had no other ways. Then he asked someone by the name Sifu to bring 3,000 boys and 3,000 girls on a ship to go into the ocean to help him find the immortal elixir. And according to the legend, they arrived in Japan. They found the tomb of Shifu. So 3,000 boys and 3,000 girls, and they got married to each other, and they became Japanese ancestors. That's the legend of Han Wuti. That's why you shouldn't be too lazy. The same thing in your Buddhist study. You should be very diligent. Like the 6 parameters, the diligence in order to learn anything. Now we will continue with the question and answer. From Macau, Yanhua Kai Liang. How do we, Grandmaster, how do we utilize the Golden Light Divine Mantra to increase our power during practice? The Golden Light Divine Mantra is to protect practitioner. And to increase the power is you form the golden light divine mantra mudra after chanting the mantra, and to bless yourself. That would strengthen the protection. This is the mudra. You form it, the golden light divine mantra, and place it on top of your head and release it. And then light would be radiated upon your whole body. You chant the golden light divine mantra. Then you would be protected by the golden light. To increase the power of protection. Now do you know? This Taoist spiritual master. So you chant the golden light divine mantra first, and then you form the mudra for the golden light divine mantra that radiates light on top of your head. Then that would protect you and increase power. First question. Second question. From Indonesia, Lian Hoa Nina. Health to Grandmaster and Son. Can parents chant Manjushri mantra for their kid who hasn't spoken yet? We have tried all kinds of medical treatments unsuccessfully. We just hope that our child will start learning to speak soon. Please advise. That was asked by Lian Hoa Nina. Parents can chant Manjushri mantra and dedicate the merit for their kid who has not spoken yet. The mantra of Manjushri. Om Alapajanati. I have said that the Sanskrit syllable di is at the heart chakra, and the Om is at the tip of the tongue. And Om Alapajanati. And the Di syllable is at the heart chakra, and Om is at the tip of your tongue. At this time, you turn your tongue to the left 3 times, to the right 3 times. This way you will be very eloquent. You turn your tongue to the left 3 times, to the right 3 times. Om Alapajanati. Then you would be very eloquent and clever. You would have the gift of gab. There's this kind of method. Manjushri Bodhisattva. The mantra is to increase the wisdom of all the Bodhisattvas. The most wisdom is Manjushri Bodhisattva. Among all the Arhats, the one with the most wisdom is Sariputra. So this mother wants to dedicate merits for her kid who has not spoken yet. I think this is a good method too. So that the kid can speak soon. And next, there's also a fu or talisman called creating sound, making sound, that you cannot make sound, or rather dull, or doesn't sound good, or kids that don't speak well. There's also a talisman that would be useful as well. You can write a letter and ask for it. And you can chant the heart mantra of Manjushri, Bodhisattva, and dedicate the merit to the kid who has not spoken yet. Next question. Yanhua Han Hong. Grandmaster, how are you? You once said, when urgent, we can chant only the title of the Hiking Sutra. But if we generally chant Tribuddha Sutra as the key sutra and we want to complete its 1000 recitation urgently, can we also just chant its title? Namo Sutra of Authentic Dharma, who removes all hindrances and bestows good fortune. Please advise. Namo Cao Wang Quan Si Yin Jing. We can chant the title of Hiking Sutra for urgency, because normally you chant Hiking Quan Yin Sutra, but when urgent you can just chant the name Namo Hiking Cao Wang Quan Si Yin Jing. Namo Hiking Avalokitesvara Sutra. This is important. Some people, when urgent, you can chant the mantra of the Yidam or the Rudguru mantra. So, for emergency or urgency, you can chant whatever mantra. But normally you can just chant the title Namo Cao Wang Quan Si Yin Jing. Although you chant the Buddha Sutra, and when urgent, you can just chant the Buddha Sutra, help. I believe that all the Padma Kumaras inside the Buddha Sutra will help you too. Many people, in their dreams, when urgent, they would chant Om Guru Lien Sung Siddhi Hom. Once they chant that, the ghosts disappear. There are many urgency in our lives when driving. We often see on the electric power in Taiwan that the roads are like the mouth of tigers. So walking on the road or riding bicycles on the road or riding motorcycles or driving cars or taking a walk are all dangerous.
Bicycle, motorcycle, 或者你 drive the car， 都是很危险。
They're all dangerous. So the roads are like the mouth of tigers.
马路如虎口怎么讲？英文翻成英文。
How do you say it in English?
也是那个是为啊为先的 Tiger Mouse。
How do you say that in
为
English?
先的 Tiger Mouse。我怎么用这样子翻？马路如虎口啊！所以你在紧急的时候啊，你不要念南无真实佛法习三世。
So, when urgent, you don't want to chant Namo Sutra of authentic Dharma that removes all hindrances and bestows good fortune. That's too long. You just say Buddha School help. Buddha Sutra help. Because if you normally chant Buddha Sutra, then you chant Buddha Sutra help. Or you chant Root Guru mantra. Or you chant Om Mani Padme Hum when you encounter danger. Or you chant Namo Amitabha or Amitabha. Of course, those are all helpful. Question by Lianhua Han Hong. You just say Buddha Sutra help. And from Indonesia, Lianhua Wei. Homage to Grandmaster. Why someone who has been chanting the Hiking Sutra 21 times daily for 3 years became extremely arrogant, heartless, and enjoy harming other people's hearts. Why is someone who has been chanting the Hiking Sutra 21 times daily for 3 years became extremely arrogant, heartless, and enjoy harming other people's hearts? Actually, in spiritual cultivation, some people have reached a very high realm. Do you know what solitary hero or pratika Buddhahood? Of the 4 holy realms, Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, after the Buddhas and then Bodhisattvas, Pratika Buddhas, and then Arhat. Why are they divided into 4 levels? Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Pratika Buddhas, and Arhats. Why it's called Pratika Buddha or alone Buddha? A Buddha who has attained Buddhahood by himself, because he's very aloof, just with one weakness. He cannot attain Bodhisattvahood because he feels that he has reached a very high realm, so becomes very arrogant, very proud, because the spiritual cultivation is very high and become very proud and heartless. Usually you say that to your husbands, the heartless thing. My mom always said to my dad, the heartless thing, enjoy harming other people's hearts. Because he feels that he's reached a very high realm, because he chants Hiking Sutra 21 times every day for 3 years. This does exist. The third level of the four holy realms. Pratika Buddha or the lone Buddha has pride. That's why he's at the third level. Otherwise, he would have been a bodhisattva. Bodhisattva has compassion, and Buddha has everything. It's complete. No words can describe it. A Buddha is complete with everything, complete with all attainments and all merits and all good fortunes and all virtues. But Pratika Buddha is rather proud or arrogant. So what you said is not bad. Someone that has a very high level of spiritual cultivation sometimes would become arrogant, but not heartless. He would not do anything bad. Maybe he has harmed you somehow. That's why you pointed to him as heartless and harming people's heart. I hope this person who's been chanting Hiking Sutra 21 times daily for 3 years can hear Grandmaster's teaching and can change his heart to become gentle and modest, humble, and not harming other people. This does exist. Look at the legends of the gods. The person who wrote it was called Lu Xixin, a Taoist master. Taoist master Lu Xixin wrote the legends of the gods. Those who were entitled, who were given the titles of gods, were supposed to become sages, but because they got distracted and became arrogant and then harmed each other. So that's why they were being punished by Jiang Ziya. Because they compete, and one wins, one loses. At that time, Lingbao Tianzun, Yanshi Tianzun, Taisang Laojun, Lingbao Tianzun, they are the three patriarchs, the three pure. And one of them, Lingbao Tianzun, his disciples like to fight. They like to compete and wants to win. They regard themselves as having very high spiritual cultivation. They came down here and was about to become sages. Like Zhao Gongming was on the way to become a sage. Zhao Gongming, the fortune god. Lingbao Tianzun told his disciples, stay inside your own cave and chant the Huang Ting Jing, the sutra, and don't get involved in the competition or in the fight. So Zhao Gongming stayed in his cave and chanted the sutra. But Zhao Gongming's several sisters went down the mountains and fought with other people and they lost, and then cried and complained to their brother Zhao Gongming. And finally he could not hold himself and came down. That's why now he's only a fortune god, Zhao Gongming. He could not become a sage. There's a difference between a sage and a god. A sage is carefree but gods have responsibilities, have duties, and they're controlled. Arrogant, heartless, and harming other people. Those should not be allowed. Those are not good. So the person who chant Hiking Sutra should understand. And you also have to generate bodhicitta. This is the answer to Lianhua Wei. From Singapore, Lianhua Laiceng. Homage to the most precious Grandmaster. I would like to ask, how do we confine the 6 roots and incessantly purify the mind? How about yourself? What methods do you use? Confine the 6 roots, and the 6 roots are the eyes, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind. Confine the 6 roots. Your body is not moving, the eyes closed so you don't see, the ears don't listen, don't hear, the nose doesn't smell, the tongue doesn't taste, doesn't taste anything, the body doesn't touch. And the mind is focused on one thing. What is confining the 6 roots? Which means you to close off all the 6 roots. The Vairocana 7 postures is to confine the 6 roots. When you meditate, you close your eyes, or it's slightly open, looking at the tip of your nose, or looking right in front. Close your eyes. Just focus on one point. Your ears don't hear anything. The nose doesn't smell anything fragrant or stinky. And the tongue, the taste is stopped temporarily. The body doesn't touch or doesn't lean on anything. All upright. This is very important. This is called the 7 postures of meditation. Is to confine the 6 roots, and the mind is completely on the breathing. You count your breaths. Your mind is completely on your breathing. How long you breathe in and how long you breathe out, and breathe in and breathe out. All is on your breathing. Then you would be able to confine the 6 roots and incessantly purify the mind. No more mind. Your mind is on the breathing. This is the method to enter meditation. Incessantly purify the mind, because your mind is on your breathing. Of course, then it's pure. Eventually, your mind is abiding in the sky. There's no more breathing. That's called confining the 6 roots. You use this method to apply it. This is called the Dhamma practice of counting your breaths. I use this method. Grandmaster uses this method. Counting breaths to confine the 6 roots. The eyes, ear, nose, tongue, body and mind all closed off. And eventually even the mind is closed off to become the sky. But you start with the breathing, counting the breath. And how long for the inhalation and how long for the exhalation. Inhalation, how long. Exhalation, how long. That's purifying the mind. From Taiwan, Lianhua Xiaoyin. I find it difficult to assimilate Dhamma practice into daily life. When I practice, my mindset is calm and clear. But at work, when my boss gives me lots of instructions, sometimes I argue with them. Or when my co-workers' words are unyielding, I resent it. When a colleague is performing rather well, I feel jealous. I also haggle over money and fight with my brothers. All transgressions of greed, anger, ignorance, doubt and pride, I preach them all. The other day, you give a teaching saying that you are false. I am false too, knowing already that everything is illusory. Why am I still unable to transcend it? Please be kind to give your advice. How can I apply my practice to my daily life so that I am not affected by my circumstances? Homage and bow to you. This is a good question. Lianhua Xiaoyin. The meaning of Xiao is dawn. Let me tell you, if you can assimilate your practice into your daily life completely, then you're already a sage. You don't argue with your boss, and doesn't matter what other people say, you have no grudges, no resentment. And someone else doing better, you don't have jealousy, and you don't argue or fight with brothers and sisters. Then your spiritual cultivation is very high. You know, most of us and most of ordinary people are the same with you, not just you. Don't think it's just you. Even for spiritual cultivators, they're like that too. It's normal that you're like this. And then abnormal if you're not like this. If you're able to become abnormal and you have a very high level of spiritual cultivation, it's not so easy to become a guru. If Grandmaster says something, say something about a person, the person immediately leave and left. If you say something to a master, the master also left. There are many masters who have left from here. They are no longer masters. And they are masters already. They don't have strong spiritual commitment. Let's just say a few statements and immediately they dash off. They ran away. I cannot say anything about masters. Moreover, just disciples. If you say a few words about disciples, immediately they say, I'm leaving. I don't know where the spiritual commitment is. They don't want to become, they don't want to practice Buddhism anymore. You want to learn what you said. Your boss gives you lots of instructions. If you argue with your boss, then that's the end of you. You would lose your job. The same thing with co-workers. You have to live in harmony, no grudges. If a colleague is doing well, you should congratulate them and learn from them. How can you be jealous of them? Your brothers and sisters should live together in harmony. How can you have fight with them? So we should not have greed, anger, and ignorance. Instead, we should have precepts, meditative stability, and wisdom. We use precepts, meditation, and wisdom to stop greed, anger, and ignorance. Life is illusory. We practice our own. We shouldn't be affected by sentient beings. That's all I can say today. Don't move around. Don't be moved around by the sentient beings. Don't be affected by the circumstances or situations. You have to learn so that your mind is not affected by circumstances. Because when the mind is affected by the circumstances, then you become a mundane being. You want to kill. You want your mind to kill the circumstances. Then you would become a sage. But when the mind is affected by the circumstances, then you become mundane. So your spiritual cultivation is not there yet. Don't follow your circumstances. So you have to learn to endure one of the 6 paramitas, to be patient, to endure. You have to endure everything. If you know that human life is illusory, it's just illusory, it's fine, forget it. Then it's no problem. Then there's no problem. This is very important. The human life is just illusory. How long can you live? Not long. Since you don't live very long, why do you want to have any arguments? Just forget it. So don't turn due to the circumstances. Your mind kills the circumstances, not let the circumstances kill you. That's all I can warn you. Because in Buddhism we talk about the 6 paramitas or the 6 perfections. One of them is endurance, and then giving, diligence, and endurance, and abiding by the precepts, and wisdom. Giving, or generosities, endurance or patience, diligence or tenacity, wisdom, meditation. What is? And abiding by the precepts. Those are the 6 perfections, 6 paramitas. You have to learn to endure and to give, and you need to regard the human life as illusory, because your body is false and everything is false. You want to be able to transcend this. Only this is called spiritual cultivation. And then if you master this, then you can apply your practice into your daily life. Then both of them can merge together. That's all I could say. So these are just the titles in Lamdre. The guiding path. 1. The guiding path of Qi, divided into 4. The spiritual experiences of holding the basic position of the 5 Qi. The spiritual experiences of increasing the 5 kinds of power. The spiritual experiences of upholding the 4 major kinds, etc. The spiritual experiences of upholding the 16 minor kinds, etc. Second, the guiding path of ambrosia, divided into 3. The spiritual experiences of ambrosia, especially well distributed. The spiritual experiences of increasing the power of the ambrosia. The spiritual experiences of increasing the light drops. Third, the guiding path of the channel seeds, divided into 3. The guiding path of the ordinary characters, the guiding path of 14 characters, and the guiding path of the inconceivable characters. Those are just the titles. It will be explained later. This is the instruction on the 3 guiding paths. 1 is the guiding path of Qi, and the guiding path of ambrosia, and the guiding path of the channel seeds. That's all. Om Mani Padme Hum. Let me share a few jokes. There's no need to explain. They are all just the titles. I will explain it later. Well, let me explain these 3 guiding paths. 1 is Qi. Qi, or vital energy. So you use the Qi inside your body as a guiding path. And the second one is ambrosia, which is the light drops. So the guiding path of ambrosia. And third is the guiding path of the channel seeds. Of course, it's very simple. The Qi, light drops, and channels. 3 kinds of guiding paths. Qi, guiding path, channels, guiding path, and light drops, guiding path. The channels are all the joints and nervous systems. Those are the roads. And light drops. Ambrosia is the light drops. And Qi is the car. Qi is the car, the transportation. And ambrosia, it's the products are being transported by the cars, and the channels are the roads. There's this joke discussing divorce with my wife, and we were talking about dividing the house. And the wife was suggesting a suggestion that I cannot argue, but it sounds good. So husbands usually in charge of the external affairs and the wife of internal affairs. So outside the house is yours and inside the house is mine. So what stupid thing is that? The man is in charge of the outside and the woman is in charge of the inside. So outside the house is yours and inside the house is mine. So should I mow the lawn every day? I went to the market to buy fish and I caught a lively fish and asked the boss, how much is this? $8 a pound. And then I point to another fish that's almost turning upside down. How about that one? $8 too. And I said, but this fish is about to die. And the boss just said it calmly. No, it's not that. It's too hot. He didn't want to get out of bed. So the boss is really quite fun. That's funny. Last night I brought girlfriend to see the shooting stars and I make a wish. The girlfriend asked, what kind of wish did you make? I cannot say it, otherwise it will not come true. And the girlfriend got really angry. So will you say it or not? If you don't say it, then let's break up. And the man said, oh my God, so accurate and happens right away. So he wanted to break up with her. A lover was riding cycles and they speeded. Oh, they're so fast, I'm scared. Don't be scared, just close your eyes. This is prohibited if you close your eyes. That the roads are like the mouth of the tiger. If you close your eyes and the steering wheel cut off a little bit, then you would be in an accident. My family called me and asked me to take a day off. And the manager said, it's busy at work. Why do you need to get off? And the employee said, my wife asked me to go home to clean the house. And the manager said, no way. And the employee said, thank you so much, manager. She didn't want to go home and clean either. There's so many swindlers nowadays. I bought a plant that would, with the mimosa plant, that it doesn't matter how I touch it, it doesn't close the leaves. So the boss said, but because you got the shameless one. This ends the English interpretation today. Thank you very much.
尊师母已驾到坛城下面顶礼坛城。先大家面向坛城，顶礼坛城，一拜根本传承上师及诸佛。嗡啊吽，观想顶礼，回天心三印。二拜诸菩萨。嗡啊吽，观想顶礼，回天心三印。三拜诸护法金刚。嗡啊吽，观想顶礼，回天心三印。是平等以起手。现在师尊师母回到荧幕上。师尊先到荧幕上，跟众人同们下周见。
师父好，师父好，师尊，谢谢师尊。你是真，师尊，师母，
师母来了，师母来了。
师母好，
感谢师尊师母，谢谢师
下个礼拜见哦，幸福时光，幸福时光，下个礼拜见，众的同门。谢谢师尊，谢谢师母。网络直播到此结束，谢谢大家的观看，阿弥陀佛。We now conclude this live broadcast. Thank you for viewing.